some time, guys, thanks. The words out about how short my talks are. I'm just kidding. Anyway, that was a really great introduction to what I'm going to talk about, which is the chapter in Suzuki Roshi's new book, Ideal and Reality. But first, let's do the before lecture chant.
Unsurpassed, penetrating, and perfect Dharma is rarely met with, even in 100,000 million kalpas. How begin to see and listen to remember and accept. I vow to taste the truth of the Tathagata's words.
So, ideal and reality. The ideal is that we all come in here and all the tech works and you can hear me and we have a nice time. The reality is there's the internet and all of these buttons that accidentally get pushed or down. So, but we just show up anyway. I think that, you know, when we talk about ethics in Buddhism, that it's kind of like that's how we understand our original nature. I mentioned this numerous times before, but you know, our original nature, our true nature, we're born with it. It's all right there. We have everything we need. But staying connected to it is challenging because we live in this world and there are a lot of distractions. And so in Buddhism, we kind of think, we don't really think about original sin, and we don't really think about our true nature as being good or bad, but in a general sense, we think of it, our true nature as goodness, as compassion. We don't think of our original nature as sinful, something that needs to be fixed. But we do believe in karma, that when we behave in an unskillful way, and the way we know that is by following the precepts, the Eightfold Path, the Paramitas, gives us a framework for how to behave in the world and how to be in the world. And when we do something contrary to that or unskilled, we acquire karma. And so on the one hand, we each create our own karma, but there's also like a collective karma. We don't have a good collective karma in this country right now. So the conundrum is, because we can't really solve the problem of our karma, we are going to create karma. And that's why we have the Bodhisattva vows, because that's our intention, to do no harm, our intention to be helpful. And we have a framework to follow. But we'll never attain it. We'll never get there because it isn't, my opinion, is it's not attainable. It's a delusion that you can actually attain and have something, because we know that life is impermanent, and so we know that everything's always changing. We had a really interesting conversation in the small group on Tuesday, and we somehow we were talking about, like that following the precepts isn't following a bunch of rules. It sets a tone, it sets an intention. And I had been thinking a lot lately about the precept of not killing. In the hysterical world that I feel like I'm living in right now, I don't always feel safe. And I thought to myself, I've always thought, well, no, I would never kill anybody, wouldn't really matter what happened. Then I thought, well, I don't know that. I don't think any of us know what we will really do in a situation until we're in it. And that's why we practice. That's why we practice, because it sets our intention, it sets the way we relate to the world. And so our job is to just moment by moment, in this moment, I don't want to kill anybody. In this moment, I don't want to hurt anybody. And even though you don't really know, it has to be kind of a yes, I will thing. When we were talking on Tuesday, I got all perseverating on the fact that I'm pretty clear that I think I would not intentionally kill anybody. But then I started to think, well, and this is where you get in trouble, where they, but is there an exception to that? And I thought, well, if I saw somebody harming somebody and the only way to stop them was to kill them, would I do that? If some poor soul tried to hurt my dogs, and there was a little bit of reality in each one of those things, but the truth is, I don't really know. I just know how I live today and what my intentions are. And I have to have confidence in my practice that, I cannot predict what's going to happen. The best thing I can do is to show up every day, to practice, and to realize that aiming for for perfection just isn't helpful at all. Because I think attainment is somewhat of a delusion. So where does that leave us? That leaves us in a conundrum. And that's why we have vows. And we just need to know that there's an ideal and that there's a reality. And we can't really stay completely in one or the other. We have to take both into consideration. In Suzuki Roshi's book, Zen Mind, Beginner's Mind, he says, the best way to practice is just to practice without saying anything. When we talk about our way, there is apt to be some misunderstanding, because the true way always has at least two sides, the negative and the positive. When we talk about the negative side, the positive side is missing. And when we talk about the positive side, the negative side is missing. So to not say anything, just to practice it, is the best way. He also says that, and I really I adore it. I think this is going up on my bathroom mirror, that we should find perfect existence through imperfect existence. Because everything changes. And so what does that mean to us on a daily basis, really? I think it's a balancing act between what we know to be the reality as we observe or experience it, and what the ideal is, that is kind of our signpost, what we're not striving for it, but it sets our intention. It gives us a direction and a framework. Suzuki said that in our way, there's no idea of complete success or complete enlightenment. but we aim for it. And actually, I believe it was Dogen that said that there's no attaining enlightenment. When you sit zazen, you are enlightened. In that moment, you are enlightened. So there's nothing out there to look for. There's nothing out there that's gonna fix things and make it feel different. Suzuki Roshi always said that, when you think about enlightenment, it seems like really, really cool, but then when you have it, it's just like isn't really anything special at all. And I think that's a wonderful way to think about it. So I apologize, I'm a little bit sleepy. I have, I had another Republican argument with a friend, and I haven't been sleeping well since, because reality and the ideal weren't in agreement, at least mine and hers. My ideal is that I'm a Buddhist and I'm all calm and stuff, and you can like yell at me and I won't get mad, and you can push all my buttons and I won't do anything. But she really got me this time, I mean, I've made it a point to not talk about I don't really talk about politics anyway, but this is a very political person. And somehow I just like wandered into it, and I was tired, I was irritated, and in retrospect, I don't think my delivery was as bad as I feel like it was. I just think I was so uncomfortable being angry. But it's like I got the bone and I couldn't let go. So, so my parting comment, this is so bad, is that, you don't understand that you are an entitled white woman, and you don't understand how other people live. And I hope your bubble stays intact, but I'm warning you, it might not. And then this morning I saw that who's petitioning the Supreme Court to dissolve gay marriage? I don't know. So I was so frustrated because I could see that she had a sense of comfort that I don't think was based in reality. I don't know. I didn't really want to be right. I just wanted her to stop jabbing me. So anyway, that was unfortunate. So I did apologize for my delivery, but not my message. And, it's just really hard sometimes not to get really frustrated. So I'm re-upping my desire to never talk to people about politics. And yeah, it's a really uncomfortable place. It's a really, really uncomfortable place, but it's where we are. And I can't not see what's going on, and I deal with these feelings of, I do feel that I'm doing a lot of things that I think are contributing to helping people affected by the things that are going on. But, none of them involve banging anybody's heads, which lately just been like, maybe just one good smack and we can jar loose some compassion in you. So anyway, that's my reality. My ideal is I'm a Buddhist and I'm trying to do this. And I know all of you are too. In terms of a question to talk about, I think just for me that this balance between ideal and reality. And how does that work in your practice? Does that help you to find a balance? Do you, what are the, I noticed a lot lately, I have a lot of triggers. I have to be careful about how much TV I watch and things like that. And just decide, right now I'm just gonna turn away from all that. And I'm gonna be in my life. And I know it's all there, but I don't always have to listen to it. So it's my confusing Dharma talk. So shall we do small groups of whatever number the tech person tells me is?
Well, what number